Hello everyone, my name is Chandan Sinha and welcome to my YouTube channel. By now you must have heard about the historic moon landing of Chandrayaan-3 near the lunar south pole, but if not, let me recap that for you. So on August 23rd, 2023, Indian Space Research Organization's Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft made a historic landing near the lunar south pole, making India the first nation to do so and only the fourth nation ever to have softly touched down on the moon. Like millions of people worldwide, I also watched the live stream with nervousness and excitement, and I literally had goosebumps when the actual landing happened. This is indeed a proud moment for our country and an incredible achievement for the scientific community worldwide, because landing in this area allows us to explore a previously uncharted territory where the probability of finding water is significantly high. Saying that could be an understatement considering the presence of water in lunar caps has already been confirmed. And in fact, Chandrayaan-1 was the first spacecraft to have made that discovery. Now, lunar program is not something new. It started in 1960s when the Soviet Union started their lunar program, and then we had Apollo program, which made the historic first moon landing in 1969. We had a great momentum going till 1972 when the final Apollo program launched, and then we kind of lost that momentum in between. But it is glad to see that pace picking up again and multiple countries trying to extend their reach to moon and beyond. Now we can go really deep into the history and actual science that needs to be done on the lunar surface. But I'm an engineer, right? So when I watched this landing happening, I thought to myself, what made this landing happen? What was going on board the Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft during its autonomous landing sequence that made it to look for the right spot and make a soft touchdown? Now there are so many things that goes into making a mission of this stature a success. Everything has to be perfect, right from launch, for which they used LVM-3 rocket, to the actual touchdown. But GNC, which is the guidance, navigation and control, is at the heart of it. And I was glad to see the GNC team being greatly appreciated in the post-landing conferences. So I started looking into the landing algorithm of Chandrayaan-3, but my initial search didn't yield much. All I could find was just high-level mission details, which you can see on Wikipedia as well. And so I dig a little deeper, and all I could find was they used landing hazard detection and prevention camera on board and artificial intelligence to decide on the landing maneuvers. I couldn't find any definitive technical guide about the GNC part of the mission. As far as I am aware, ISRO doesn't have an online technical repository open to the public like NASA has NTRS, which is NASA Technical Resource Server. So it makes it really hard to find any technical papers about any of the endeavors that goes in ISRO. So my aim is to figure out the landing algorithm of Chandrayaan-3. Specifically, I want to recreate this animation that you see in Mission Control Room. Now I don't know whether it's just a simulation done prior to the launch or they were using the live telemetry to guide the animation. But this is what I want to recreate as the first milestone. I have a fair idea about the broad range of skills that it will take to make this happen. Like you have to have a proper understanding of key mission parameters, understand the physics of moon, Earth and moon system. You should know like CAD modeling, animation, and a whole lot of coding. Now there are tons of different designs that are technically capable of soft landing on the moon. You can be really creative, but as you change the configuration, your system dynamics changes, even though the external environment remains the same. That's why we will restrict ourselves to the real design of Chandrayaan-3, so I would have to be as accurate as I can be. Although the techniques like model-free learning exist, in my limited experience of control system design, it is always better to incorporate as much knowledge you have about the physical system and adopt a hybrid approach like gray box modeling rather than going completely black box. So at this point of time, I do not have a whole lot of idea of what exactly they are using, but I'm really excited to learn along the way. I have always looked out for examples of practical control system implementation, and you would be surprised how inaccessible this can be. The research papers do not really capture the implementation details, and sometimes it can be really hard to fill in that information gap because these things get fairly complex really quickly. Also, we will restrict ourselves to just the spacecraft GNC and not go into the launch vehicle guidance because that can take you to the murky territory of ITAR regulations. As for Chandrayaan-3, I have access to key mission parameters which you can easily find online. the maneuver timeline, which they are actually calling 17 minutes of terror, similar to the 7 minutes of terror that we have for Mars entry, descent, and landing sequence, and the sensor suites that they are using on board. Now, since I don't know how long it will actually take me to code the entire GNC algorithm and recreate that animation, I am breaking down my endeavors into multiple episodes. This is just the first episode of me laying out the key objectives that I need to accomplish. Also, as it goes with video editing, sometimes it can be really time consuming to put together a comprehensive video, but I will try my best, and I will also try to live stream as much as I can as I do my research on this project. Alright, so that's it for me for now. So come with me as I take you along and dissect a significant part of what it takes to take India to the moon. I hope you will follow along. Peace.